All right, we are recording Inspire Beauty. Happy Monday. It's the last Monday of March. It's the last week of March, you guys. And so tonight, wrapping up our whole Take Over the Mic March series with a dear friend of mine, Liz Colburn. She is a mama. She is a wife. She is a daughter of God, and she is a woman of faith. I had the pleasure of meeting her in person when she came to visit Julianne here in San Jose, and just she breathed so much life into me that day that I was like, she's got to speak on our team. So when I was prepping for this whole Take Over the Mic March series, she was absolutely one of the first people that I reached out to because I knew that you guys needed to hear her heart being poured into you as well. So Liz, you are a lifetime diamond coach, correct?
Correct.
Diamond coach. And Liz, I honestly don't know the answer to this, but how long have you been in the business?
It's almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years in August.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I'm going to let you take it away. Just so you know, I am cheap, Liz, and I don't have the paid for version of Zoom. I have the free one. And so it will cut out at like 40 minutes, which should be right around like 6:40 or 8:40 your time. So just keep that in mind as you're going. Okay.
Wonderful. Thanks for letting me know.
Take it away, sister.
No problem. Well, first of all, thank you so much for being on. Like Brittany said, I am a wife and I'm a mom. I'm a full-time teacher, and I'm also in the side hustle being a CEO right now. And so I get it. Juggling roles is so tough. And the fact that you are sacrificing time right now to be on to listen to me, it just means the world to me. I hope that we can, use this 40 minutes just to resurface you just wherever you're at. I hope this meets you where you're at. I just want to know you guys better. So if you could really quick on a piece of paper, just jot down some of your roles in life. So I want you to jot down, if you had to give some different roles for yourself, different titles for yourself, if you could just go ahead and jot some of those down for me right now. I'll give you like 30 seconds to do that. Just whatever comes to the top of your head. Could be, your profession or, mom, wife. Thanks for taking those notes. All right, about 10 more seconds. And then as you're wrapping up, if you don't mind just typing a few of those, maybe give me 3 to 5 of your roles just in the comments for me, just so I can kind of see who I'm talking to. It just helps me when I'm gauging where I go with my presentation, just to know where you're at and what roles you have. I know, good. Wifey to be, yay, congratulations, Brittany, I'm so excited for you. Huge role, wife, good. Daughter, sister, cat mom. I see a cat down there. So cute. Supervisor, that's a big role. Teacher, homeschool, big deal. That's awesome, Natalie. This is super helpful. Oh, I love the music teachers. I'm a full-time teacher too. I teach 4th grade. Great. Taekwondo instructor. Woo! You'll have to teach me some moves. All right, new wife. Good. Congratulations, cat and dog mom, children's minister. I love that you're involved in your church. Survivor, whatever that means. That is so amazing. I'm so glad you're here, Leah. Okay, so and you can go ahead and keep going if you want to. It just helps me. Okay, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to share my screen. I made a little presentation for you ladies tonight, and I think that this, it sounds like this will be a really good audience for kind of what I had prepared for today. I'll be honest with you, I don't have all the answers, and I've been in this business for almost 3 years, and I feel like sometimes I get a little self-conscious even being in the business over 2 years when I feel like I hear calls from people who have all the answers. I'm a recovering perfectionist, and I work really, really hard to overcome that still today. And sometimes when I hear from people who feel like they have it all together, I leave a call and I feel like I have to do all these things and I get really overwhelmed. And so tonight I hope that you just know I'm a real person talking to you, someone that has a lot of roles, just like you guys do. I'm in the same boat. I'm in the trenches with you. And I love this business. I will never walk away from it. This business has offered me so many freedoms. I am, yes, like Brittany said, I'm a diamond level coach. I have spoken on a lot of team calls because I'm just so passionate, like not because I have all the answers, just because I'm so passionate about what I do. And I am just so convicted. And I was able to stay at home with my son for a little over a year because of this business and the freedoms of this business. I was able to walk away from my teaching job for over a year to stay at home with him. And now I just recently gotten back into the classroom, and I love my full-time job, and I love what I do, and I also love this. So I'm going to share my screen. Just let me know, give me like a little comment if you can see this, or maybe just nod your head because I can see your beautiful faces over there. Awesome. Okay, so I named this presentation Inspire and Be Inspired because I feel like at this time of year too, it's just good to have a little bit of inspiration. So I want to give you a little sneak peek on who I used to be and who I am now. So when I started this opportunity, I had no idea what I wanted. I knew I wanted something more positive, but I didn't know what that would be. And so the pictures on the left show me at the beginning of my journey, just a little bit before. And also that picture right there is a picture of when I was younger, because that's really where my story began. When I started this business, I was soon to be married. So those of you who are almost going to be wives, that's exactly where I was at. I was planning for my wedding, but I was so fearful. I was fearful of concreteness. I was fearful of being worthy of a man. I was very fearful that I would do something to sabotage or mess up my marriage. Just lies. I mean, lies that didn't belong to God, just lies that I was telling myself over and over again. Unhealthy habits, baggage, relationships. It came from a childhood of a lot of neglect and abuse. I saw a lot of things as a young child that no child should have to deal with or to see. And like I told you, I was a perfectionist, people pleaser, had a ton of anxiety, and it crippled me. And my excuses were no time and no money. Now I am a wife, I'm a mom, I'm confident beyond measure. My chains are gone. I'm grateful for being in the present, better with my self-cares, a more patient wife, more selfish, selfless, mom, and more convicted of who I want to help. So that's a picture right there of my family. That's my husband, Baxter, and our 16-month-old son, Beckham. They are my world, and they mean the world to me, and they have been on this journey and my biggest supporters. All right, going to the next slide. So here are just a few coaches on my team. My team name is Team Resilient and Free. I just got a message today. I was reaching out to a girl about one of my upcoming groups. And to paraphrase a little bit, I said, would you like to hear more about my upcoming group? And her answer was, yes, you're so inspiring. I would love to. And so I want to give you a little snapshot of how I came from this anxiety-filled woman who I used to be to somebody that is inspiring people. And I feel very humbled by that. I was very humbled by this response, that people look at my journey and they see that as inspiring and they want to be a part of it. And that means the world to me. So these are my tips for you tonight. Number one, know yourself. Know who you are. Okay, know yourself. Know every part of yourself. Number two, know who you want to help. That is so important. You could help a million people, but there's really some women in this world that need you. And I want you to know who you want to help, and I want you to know every single part of her. Because when you know every single part of her, you're going to be able to speak to her in your social media posts, and you're going to be able to talk to her behind the scenes in your messaging and how you build your relationship with her. Number three, know how you get inspired. Those days where we feel like we are juggling all of our roles and we're not feeling inspired ourselves, you need to know how to get back onto the wagon right away. So what does that look like to you? Is that your workout, getting your workout in the morning, having an awesome PD book? If you're like me, I love to dance around. When I'm home alone, I just crank up Jesus music or crank up some tunes and I just dance around and I feel inspired. And that can be my PD of the day. And I have no shame in that. If I'm not reading the book that every single other person on my team is reading and I'm just dancing and blaring my music because I love to dance and that makes me feel inspired, I'm good with that. Number four, help that person that you are serving learn about herself. And number 5, this is most important, unleash your unlimited potential to feel fulfilled and make a difference in the lives of others. And if you need my notes later, feel free to reach out to me. So here's what you actually need to hear tonight. This is the purpose. This is why you are here tonight. You need to hear right now in this moment and take this really seriously that you are enough. You are on this team and you are part of this mission because you are enough. Everything about you is enough. You do enough and you have enough. You have every single tool that you need to be successful in this right inside you. And that this business meets you where you're at. So when you are hearing, you have to do this and you have to do this and you have to do this to be successful, you need to quiet those voices that are telling you all these things you need to do, and you need to look within yourself, in your capabilities, in your journey, in your story of where you've been, and just realize that you have the keys to success within yourself. So 1 million people have come and gone in this business and have done things 1 million different ways to be successful, and you need to find what that is for you. So I'm guilty. I started this business and I started to do everything that everybody else had told me to do. I was like a little robot of what my coach had told me to do, or what, my leaders had told me to do. And I was a little robot, and I felt like I was getting successful in this business, but it didn't feel authentic. It didn't feel like it was me. And I was suffering silently because I did not feel like this was who I am or what I was meant to do. And so these pictures to me show my life. This is me in pictures. These are like the real me. Like when the people who are on my social media and scrolling along and they see me crying because I'm just so happy that somebody thought of me, or when I'm sharing an ice cream cone with my son and just being silly, like that's me. And everyone knows that I'm eating healthy most of the time, but when I want to eat an ice cream cone, I'm going to eat my ice cream cone, and I'm going to show that off for everybody following my journey to see. And I'm a teacher and I love what I do. And when I can showcase my kiddos and different things that God's done in their life, that's part of my journey. And when my husband's being silly and we're sipping on wine at our wine fest that we were at, and he's grabbing me, I just show these like real parts of my marriage that people feel like your marriage has to be a certain way. And he like practically looks like he's dropping me right there. I don't even know what's going on, but like that's our life and that's what people want to see. So just know that you're enough. And when you like question yourself, should I put this on social media? Should I not? Should I share this part of me? Should I not? The answer is probably yes. When it's hard to do it, or when you're questioning yourself, the answer is probably yeah. Just pause in that moment and post about it. Because those are the things that people can relate to. That's the person who you want to help, right? You want to help people who want, well, for me anyways, I want to help other people who like ice cream cones, and I want to help other people who love children, and I want to help other people who aspire to have a good relationship, a good marriage, and have like silly moments like that. And people who cry when they get gifts that mean the world to them. So you have the success within yourself. That's where it comes from. And then ask yourself who you want to surround yourself with. Because like I said, you can reach out and you can invite a ton of people, and sure, people are going to say yes to following you or to joining you along the way, but are they really people you want to surround yourself with? My goal always is to surround myself with greatness. I full-heartedly believe that light attracts light. When you are light to other people, even though it feels like you are giving, or you're being friendly when a lot of people are not being nice, I truly and firmly believe that light attracts light. So when you can be light and you can just be who you are for everyone to see, you are going to find other people who are great, and other people who appreciate that light, and other people who want to be that light alongside you. So a lot of times when I'm talking to people behind the scenes and people say like, oh, Liz, you're so inspiring, I could never do what you do. I think that people just need you to be their voice. There's a lot of things like, wonderings that I have inside my head, or insecurities that I have, or things I'm feeling like, oh man, nobody else in the world knows this or feels this way. Those are the moments where I post about it or talk to people about it. Because a lot of times people just need you to be their voice. They need you to say the things that they're too scared to say. They need you to say the things that they're too insecure to say, that they're not confident enough to say. So what are those things for you? What are the things that keep you up at night? What are those things that you're fearing right now? What are those things that you just feel like you can't overcome as hard as you tried, or maybe you're on the journey to overcoming, but you're not where you want to be. Those are the things you need to talk about. Okay, are you sitting on your bed after, I know you have a lot of teachers on here, emotional eating's a real thing. Like, are you coming home and you're wanting to order Pizza Hut? I'm guilty. I want to order Pizza Hut, and then I change my thinking and I'm like, man, it's just gonna suck right now to spend more time to make this healthy food for my family, and when I just want to order Pizza Hut right now. But what's going to propel you forward? Like, is ordering that pizza and that convenience going to propel you forward? Or is taking that extra second to think about where you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years, what your kids are watching you do if you have kids? Is that going to mean more to you than that impulsive decision? And I'm still guilty and I fall into the chat, but I have to remind myself of where I'm going always. I have to remind myself of who is watching always. I have to remind myself, I want to surround myself with greatness. I need to be great. I need to think about where I'm going and what I want my body to look like, what I want to feel like, most importantly. So what are you going to do to make a difference? What do those people need from you? Okay, and so for me, I know you guys have done avatar training before, but it really helped me to write it all out, where I had to write my own avatar. And of course, you see Joy. She's eating her ice cream cone in her fitness wear, because that's exactly my jam. Like, I'm still eating my ice cream cone in my fitness gear, because that's exactly, like, look how much she's full of life, right? And she's not jipping people out of, like, what is health? You know, is it really that you're eating, like, healthy 100% of the time for you? Like, maybe it is. But for me, health is still enjoying that ice cream cone with my son as I'm modeling most of my life, most of my days, how to pack healthy lunches for my family and how to work out at least 4 times a week. That's my goal. I don't work out every single day. And you're going to hear a lot of coaches that work out every single day and they're always posting about their workout. For me, I know this is coming from a diamond, almost 1-star diamond coach. I'm telling you, my goal is to work out 4 times a week. This business meets you where you're at. It's your business. It's your rules. So let go of some of those expectations on yourself. You can still be making amazing income in this business. You can still have freedoms, and you can work out 4 times a week. Okay? Like, for me, I used to set up really high expectations for myself, where I said I need to work out 6 or 7 times a week, and I was falling below and I was falling short, and I was feeling really upset about myself. And that's not what this business is about for me and my journey. That I'm bashing my body and I'm bashing myself because I'm not getting my workout in 6 days a week. That's not who I am. That's not good for me mentally. So my goal is 4 times a week. When I can work out 5 or 6 times a week, I love it. I'm so thankful I can. But my goals now for myself are not unrealistic. And not recovering as a perfectionist, I'm not reaching and grabbing for things that are not me anymore. So you can read yourself, but this is the avatar that I made for myself. And when I reach out and when I'm helping people, I'm keeping all of these things in mind. I have certain people that I want to get to know, that I want to pour into. So for you, make your avatar, get to know her, get to know yourself, where you were, where you are, and where you're going. Fall in love with her. Fall in love with yourself. That's not selfish. I'm a child of God, and I love that I know that I can be anybody and God's still gonna love me, and I'm so thankful. But you can fall in love with yourself. That's not selfish to fall in love with yourself and be okay with who you are and be okay in your skin. That's a beautiful thing. Also for me, like, embrace your changes. I started this business, I was not married yet. And now I've navigated since then, being married, going through a year of marriage, being pregnant, having a baby, staying at home, going back to work. I've gone through a lot of changes. I've moved within the last couple months. I just moved. So embrace your changes. Change is hard for me, and I'm still learning. But still be true to her in all those changes. And then help others like her, because that girl, whoever she is, needs you. Okay, so that's that whole inspire and be inspired. Inspire others, and then in turn, you're going to be inspired because you're learning about yourself. You're being in this journey. It's meeting you where you're at. and light attracts light. So you're going to attract other people who genuinely understand you and get you, want to be friends with you, and want to learn about themselves as well, because you're teaching them that. So that's all I have for you tonight. So I kind of open it for the last little bit for questions. And it looks like we have, 1 second, let me stop. I saw some comments go through, so sorry I couldn't see. Oh, goodness. Oh, man. You guys see that I'm pushing that, right? Okay, there we go. So I kind of zoomed through that. It was really quick. And if you want my notes later, feel free to ask. But I wanted to leave some time to, just open it up, Brittany, if you want to say anything or if people want to ask questions.
Go ahead, guys. Unmute yourselves and talk through it. We've got time.
How do you make the workout calendars work for you on a limited schedule?
Yeah, so I try to stick with whatever workout I try to stick with. I allow myself grace. So like what you'll hear me say is I try to make 4 times a week my goal. And I also try to pick workouts that have time. Like a lot of my workouts that I do are between 25 and 35 minutes because as a busy mom and a professional, I like that those workouts are get in and get out. And I pick workouts that are that way for me. Not that I don't love all the workouts that Beachbody provides, but those are ones that I might do like in the summer or on a break when I know I have more time. But during like a school year, for example, like I'll do 25 and 30 to 35 minute workouts to get in and get out. And I tried to do them in the morning, and I had to be conscious of the time I was taking away from other things I needed to get done in the morning. So I've been doing mine right after school. So I do it right after school in my classroom before I leave work. And it's the best decision ever because number one, I am able to do that before I go home and get in the rush of my evening. And number two, other people notice that I'm working out after school and they wanted to join me. So I have like different fit clubs that I host at school where other teachers can come in and join in as well. And they also like that they're only 25 to 35 minutes. Good question. And I hope this was helpful, you guys. Like, I honestly know how busy life is and, feeling that there's, 4 times a week is your goal too. How hard it is to juggle those roles. It's like when you're trying to juggle roles, sometimes you feel like when you give to one, you're like not doing a good enough job in the other, and it's this like constant push and pull, at least for me. And so I'm like today, I was like, hey, I was a really good wife and mom today. Maybe I didn't get all the invites in the world that I wanted to send out, but today I was a good mom and wife. Or some days I have really rocking days in my business. I'm like, wow, I, helped 2 people with challenge packs, but my house looks like a disaster and I wasn't able to get to it today. So it's definitely a constant push and pull. Just going back to look at.
Any other questions for Liz, you guys? And
I just wanted to say, really nice presentation, and I also really appreciate the fact that you admit you're a recovering perfectionist. So that's me.
I feel like that's like a lot of coaches. Yeah, and it is. It's so hard. It still tries to creep in, right? But I feel like perfectionism always steals my joy. Like when I feel really good about, feel really grateful and really good for what you would get accomplished each day. That would be my biggest advice. And show up in your business, even if it's just for a little bit, like that one post or that one response to that message, little pocket hours are going to really make a difference. It's like in this business, it's slow. For me, it's always been slow and steady wins the race. And those little pushes, even if you can check in and check out in those little pockets, are really going to make a difference, even if they don't feel like you've gotten a ton accomplished in that little pocket. I promise you, they're like the difference makers, because even if you don't see that in that month, it's going to be that compound effect of 3 months from now when that person comes back and you remember them. So yeah, just find joy in that.
Liz, I think a lot of people really resonated with the recovering perfectionist idea, and just that, and I think that is something we get stuck on. It's one of those walls that newer coaches can hit, or coaches can hit at any point in their business when, they just feel, like you said, you're juggling all these roles. What would you say was like the single best practice in your business for you to help get over that obstacle?
I think for me, like I could say PD. I feel like that's like the generic answer because that obviously filters into everything we do. So that, of course. But for me, as a busy person, and also because if you're a recovering perfectionist, you might also have some anxiety flares too, like I do. For me, writing it down the night before of what I thought my plan of attack for the next day was a huge game changer. Like I write my to-do list before I go to bed of like the things I want to get accomplished the next day. And I make my to-do list really short. If I do more than that, awesome. But I make my to-do list really short and sweet. And I just I'm so intentional about crushing, even if it's 3 things off of a checklist. I'm really intentional about doing those 3 things. And for me, I wake up, I have a plan. I don't have to question it. I'm not spinning in circles wondering what I'm going to do. I'm going to crush those 3 things. I'm going to feel so proud that I did, and my business moves forward. So that's my biggest game changer, I think.
That's awesome. I love that. And I think that that's really doable for everyone to, even if it's just a notepad at the side of your bed real quick before you go to bed, or even on your notes on your phone, just those 3, like, I must do this tomorrow. And if I can lay my head down tomorrow and feel like I got those 3 things done, then I know I moved forward. I love that.
Totally.
Any questions, you guys?
And feel free to, you can add me on social media if you want to message me, if you want my notes, if you have other questions too, I'm available as well. You can get connected with me.
All right. I didn't tell Liz I was going to do this, and I just feel like since we have some time, I'm going to put her on the spot for some Q&A, some rapid fire Q&A.
Sure.
What's your favorite part of this business?
My friendships, relationships, people I've met that I would never have met if I hadn't said yes to this opportunity.
I love that. What do you think your biggest challenge has been at this point, like getting to this point in your business?
Time. Time, and allowing myself grace with the time I'm given, and doing what I can in the time that I'm given.
I love that. And I love, guys, like, you're hearing things and you're probably like, oh yeah, I felt that too, or oh, I love that, or yeah. I love that. Okay. If you could travel anywhere, where would it be?
Italy. I can't wait to go. My husband, his heritage, like all his culture is from Sicily, and we cannot wait to go there one day.
And I'll give you one more question. If a coach signed up with you today, what's the best advice you could give them?
Slow and steady wins the race. Be authentically you. This journey, there's no mold to the success in this business. I guess that's 3 parts, but those would be the 3.
I love it. Thank you so much, you guys.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things she said tonight was how she has embraced her changes, and it's inevitable in this journey. You're gonna face changes in your life. Maybe you get married, maybe you have kids, maybe you move, maybe you get a new job, maybe you, just so many things happen and evolve in our business. And each stage, each season of your life is a different gift to speak to that person who needs their voice, right? Like she said, having their voice being heard, right? Being their voice, you get that opportunity. If you're a mom right now, then you get the chance, the gift to speak life into every mom that you know, because you understand that journey because you're in it. If you're a teacher, you have that gift and opportunity. Oh my gosh, Frankie. Can you guys?
Hi, Frankie. I miss you.
I'm squeaking. He's like having a whatever. But you have that gift as a teacher to be able to speak to other teachers out there who only understand it because they're in the trenches with you. And so I think sometimes when we face changes in this business, it can be really easy to hit that change and say, oh, you know what, this business doesn't work for me anymore because I used to be able to do this, but now with this new lifestyle or this new time or this new whatever, I can't do it. And I think that that's just an easy cop-out and a lame excuse. I love that she said after embracing the changes that you still have to be true to yourself. So that means you don't just give up because you've hit turbulence in the road. That means that you embrace those changes, you roll with the punches, and you adjust your sails so that you can continue to rock the original goals that you set for yourself when you were like mad, head over heels in love with the opportunity that was in front of you. So Liz, you're a rock star. Thank you so much for spending the evening with us. I know you're so busy, so we really
So glad I could. We're on spring break, so, you know, I needed something to fill my time.
Forget it.
Yay! I know all the teachers throw their hands up in there like, yes!
I love it. Well, let's get a picture really quick, and then I will let everyone hop on off and enjoy the rest of their night. Okay? So let's get it ready. Hold on. Now, I'm going to coach you through this really quick while you fix your faces. I say 3, 2, 1, and then I let go of what I'm holding down right now, and then it takes the picture. So it's like 3, 2, 1, wait for it, okay?
Okay.
I know we've all needed coaching on this, so I figured this was a great chance. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Yay! All right, Liz, thank you so much. Thanks, ladies, for being on tonight. I will get this recording up. Have a wonderful Monday.
Thank you.